The Hanseatic League, a federation of German merchant cities dominating trade across the Baltic and North Seas, posed a significant threat to Scandinavian independence and commerce. Among the Scandinavian kingdoms, Denmark had suffered the most from this competition. The humiliating defeat in the Danish Hanseatic War had forced Denmark to concede major trade privileges to the League. In the aftermath of this defeat, the Scandinavian aristocracy, especially the Danish and Norwegian nobles, sought a political solution to counter the League's influence and prevent further German expansion northward. Their ambition was to create a unified nation. Queen Margaret I of Denmark, the daughter of King Valdemar IV of Denmark, was married to King Haakon VI of Norway and Sweden, the son of King Magnus IV. Through this union, she became deeply entwined in the royal affairs of all three Scandinavian kingdoms. Following her father's death in 1375, Margaret successfully secured the Danish throne for her young son, Olaf II, and ruled as regent during his minority. When Haakon VI died in 1380, Olaf also inherited the Norwegian crown, thereby linking Denmark and Norway under one monarch. However, the early death of Olaf II in 1387 left Margaret without a direct heir. In response, she adopted her great-nephew Eric of Pomerania. In 1388, discontented Swedish nobles, dissatisfied with their own king, Albert of Mecklenburg, turned to Margaret for support. Her forces decisively defeated Albert in 1389, enabling her to bring Sweden under her control. By 1396, her adopted heir Eric had been recognized as King of Denmark and Sweden, and had already been proclaimed King of Norway the previous year. His formal coronation at Kalmar on June 17, 1397, marked the birth of the Kalmar Union.
The people of Norway have united with their Danish neighbours under one banner and ruler to form what is being called the Kalmar Union. Nowadays, to raise a fist at one is to raise a fist to all in the Union.
The Kalmar Union was finally established in 1397, was a remarkable yet fragile political experiment that united the three Scandinavian kingdoms of Denmark, Norway, and Sweden under a single monarch. At its height, the union covered most of northern Europe, a vast realm stretching from the North Sea to the Arctic Circle. However, beneath the appearance of unity, deep political and economic divisions simmered. Denmark, as the dominant partner, sought to control foreign policy and trade, while the Swedish nobility resisted Danish influence and the growing power of the Holstein dynasty. The first major rupture came in the 1430s, when discontent erupted into the Engelbrekt Rebellion, led by Engelbrekt Engelbrektsson. The rebellion, fueled by anger over heavy taxation and trade restrictions, ultimately led to King Eric's overthrow. The Union entered a period of instability. The death of Christopher of Bavaria in 1448, who left no heir, ended the longest uninterrupted phase of unity. Karl Knutsson Bonde became King of Sweden and briefly of Norway, while Christian I of Oldenburg took the Danish and Norwegian thrones. Their rivalry sparked intermittent wars for supremacy across Scandinavia. Christian temporarily seized Sweden in 1457, but was driven out after a rebellion led by Karl's supporters. After Karl's death in 1470, Sweden remained largely autonomous under a series of regents known as riksföreståndare, protectors of the realm.